Hey, sorry, just give me a sec. Is everything okay? What? Yes. No, I'm just texting my girlfriend. Your girlfriend? Yeah. Like girlfriend as in girlfriend or girlfriend as in girlfriend? Girlfriend as in I'm dating her. Fuck. Seriously? Yes. Huh. I didn't know you were bisexual? You didn't? No. Was I supposed to? Oh, I thought it was like an understood thing the whole time we were together that we were a bi for bi relationship. You knew I was bisexual when we were together? Yes. How? I didn't even know I was bisexual when we were together. Wait, really? Yes! Oh. Well, at least you figured it out then. When that happened? A few months ago. Mm-hmm. Who pulled your head out of your ass? My boyfriend kissed me, and it all clicked into place. Yeah, that sounds about right. So how's that going? Oh, what? The thing with your boyfriend? Oh, good, I guess. You know, I figured after so long you would have more to say about this. What do you mean? I mean, come on, you were halfway in love with him when we were together. I didn't know him when we were together. What are you talking about? Wait, wait, who is your boyfriend? You didn't. I don't think you know him either. His name is Tommy. Oh. Wait, who did you think it was? Don't even worry about it, Buck. What, Taylor? I'm sorry, he said what? He said that he was my first, not my last. So he pursued a relationship with you without the intention of it ever going anywhere. I guess so. Maybe that's where Abby learned it from. Oh, Buck. I mean, Buck. It's kind of funny. Buck, I'm so sorry. I mean, kind of have to laugh. The entire situation is so absurd. I'm going to have words with Tommy. So, you ready to talk about it? I don't know. Are you ready to talk about? Hey, you showed up at my house without any warning with a six-pack to drink in silence for 2 hours. I was just dancing in my underwear in my own home. Which do you think is more concerning? Touche. So what's going on? Tommy broke up with me. What? Yeah. Should I get dressed for this conversation? I don't know. If you want. Yeah, I'm gonna go put on some pants. Okay. You know how lucky you are that I want you, Spidey? What? Wade? Do you know how many people want me? Like, you should feel grateful. You know what, Wade? I'm actually gonna not be selfish and let someone else who really wants you and who could appreciate you have you. Come on, Peter. You're gonna pass this up? Yeah. Peter, the city of Regina wants to put up a statue of me. What? There's been petitions to put up a statue of me. The city keeps rejecting it, but why? Because it's my home city. Right. Trust me, they'll tell you. Who's they, Wade? People in the comments. Right. Sure. I'm like up there with Nathan Fillion for the Edmontonians. Huh? Edmonton renamed their city hall, so there was a petition to rename it the Nathan Fillion Civilian Pavilion, because Nathan Fillion is from Edmonton. Right. And they did it too, for like 48 hours in 2019. But they still did it. Mm-hmm. Come on, Peter, the city that rhymes with fun wants me. And you don't? Okay, wait, until you let me take the katana out of your head, I'm not continuing this conversation.
Wow, I never answered this. Hi. Yes, let's talk about this. It's actually not what it sounds like, but okay, we're gonna talk about some Canadian cities for a second. I don't live in either of these cities anymore, so I'm not actually doxing myself. I do still live in the province, but, you know, I don't know how else to, like, explain this without talking about the cities. So, when I was born, my dad owned a house in Edmonton, and that was where my parents lived together. That was the house that I was brought home from the hospital in. But my mom wanted to live in Beaumont for some reason. I don't know. So I don't know, after a bit they moved to Beaumont, and my dad still wanted to own the house. He didn't want to sell the house. In fact, to this day, he hasn't sold that house. Lives in a different house, but didn't want to sell it. So instead of selling it, they basically rent it to my sibling's dad. So when my parents split, he still lived there. So instead of kicking him out of the house, he was like, literally, why does it matter? I'll just live in the basement. Especially because that allowed for my siblings and I to grow up together more, like, consistently, because my mom and my siblings' dad had joint custody of them, and my mom and my dad had joint custody of me. So it was like, you know, we were pretty consistently living together. It wasn't like we had a certain amount of time with mom and a certain amount of time with our dads, because our dads lived together. It's actually like a joke my mom has made, that, like, you know, if people get too personal about asking questions about her divorce and stuff, because people think that, like, that stuff is kind of their business when it's really not. She'll just, like, shut down the whole conversation by being like, my ex-husbands live together. But no, the whole arrangement was just like, the top floor was with my siblings' dad and my siblings, and the basement was me and my dad. But no, it's like a joke. 'Cause, like, you know, even when my parents would go on, like, vacations, when they went to Disney World when my mom was pregnant with me, and so it was my mom, my dad, my siblings' dad, and my siblings trying to go to Disney World, and they were explaining the situation to, like, I don't know, security, because they're wondering about everything happening here, and my sibling's dad was like, don't explain this entire thing happening right now. Just tell them that my dad and him are a gay couple and that you're the surrogate. Like, just don't make it too complicated. It is complicated, but they don't need to know that. Like, it's been a running joke, you know? And honestly, like, my neighbors and, like, my friends even were a bit confused about the whole arrangement, if they were, like, newly meeting me later on. Like, the kids that lived next door to us thought that he was my grandpa, and I was like, no. And they were like, what? But no, I'm sure some of them, the neighbors too, also were like, oh, no, they're just, like, gay and in love. No, they weren't. No, they share an ex-wife, and so co-parented children together. So you know what, guys? I'm making this about 911 now. Two men can platonically co-parent children. I've seen it with my own eyes. But what Buck and Eddie have going on isn't that. What's really funny about this whole situation is the fact that my sibling's dad's name is Eddie. So there you go. Lore drop. It is almost 1 a.m. I need to go to bed.
What's going on, Mopey Spidey? Well, you know, just apparently the only late I'm getting is off, so... Damn, that sucks. But I mean, if you want to change that, like, at any point, all you gotta do is ask. What? I mean, some would say that's one of my specialties? Okay, wait, first of all, I'm not telling you where I work. Second of all, please don't threaten any of my bosses with violence. I do not need that. Well, that wasn't what I meant. But I could do that too. What? Then what did you mean? Oh, Jesus Christ. Baby boy, you are so dense.
What the heck?
What?
Apparently I was conscious enough to exchange social medias with some of the people we partied with at Chimney's bachelor party.
Okay.
Well, they just sent me a bunch of videos, and I'm just trying to figure out if I'm mentally prepared to watch them.
It's probably better to know what we did than just wonder about it, right?
I don't know. I'm kind of scared.
We'll do it together and just remember how much we drank that night.
Okay, but you asked for this. Oh, no.
We did karaoke.
You know what? I thought it would be worse, so it's fine.
Fuck, that's just the first video.
One sec.
Chris? Dad? What the hell? What? Why did I see you
On the Hotshots Instagram. What? Dressed up as a nurse. On set. Behind a camera. What? Dad, are you in an episode of Hotshots? Yeah. Buck, Chimney, and I, cameoed in it. Why? Chris, did you really fly all the way from El Paso to LA to yell at me for being on Hotshots? Yes! It seemed necessary. Are you okay? Am I okay? Are you okay? How did you get here? Who paid for your flight? That's not important right now. Since when can you act? Is this all I had to do to get you to come home? Buck, you did what? I asked Tommy to move in with me. Okay, but I gotta ask, why is that your answer when things seem to be going wrong in your relationship? What? Don't you remember what you were gonna tell Taylor when you asked her to move in with you? Okay, listen. I am. It seems that you aren't listening to yourself. What does that mean? I mean, Buck, I think you panicked. And I understand because you have issues with people leaving you, and I didn't help with that. Okay, that's not what this was. Okay, then answer me this. Did you really want to move in with Tommy, or were you afraid of losing another person? Buck? Have you taken a second to think about how much Christopher leaving has actually impacted you? What do you mean? Christopher isn't my kid. Uh-huh, sure. He's not. Please go talk to Eddie. Okay. Going, like, soon. LAX is gonna be a shit show. Actually, Buck! Chris? Airport. Why were you going to the airport? I was gonna go to El Paso, Chris. I'm gonna... No. Okay. Were you going with him? No, just... He needed a ride. You were driving him to LAX? Of course. You were gonna go to El Paso? Yeah, I mean... I got some houses to look at. No, you don't. Okay. Fine by me. I can't believe you guys are still on this. I'm sorry, what? Are you sure I shouldn't? Sit on the couch, Buck. Okay. I'm so tired of this, guys. Eddie! I heard you're moving to Texas. Yeah. I can't keep missing out on my kid's life, you know? Yeah. I do. Have you told Christopher or your parents that you're doing this? No, not yet. You're just looking at houses? Yeah. Okay, Eddie, stop. What? Stop. Why? 'Cause this is insane. And my parents and my son are in El Paso. So go visit! Chris won't talk to me on the phone. He can't hang up on you if you're actually there. Well, yeah. Take Buck with you and go talk to your son. Why am I taking Buck? Eddie? I don't know if you noticed, but Chris is kind of Buck's kid too. Go talk to your kid. And go give your parents a piece of your mind. What? They have been trying to take Chris from you since you came back from Afghanistan. Don't take that. He wanted to go with them. He is 14. And you're his dad. Yeah, but he knows himself. He's also a teenager. Getting mad at your parents and wanting to not live with them is a rite of passage. What you did does not warrant your parents taking him. Now go get your kid back. I'm not gonna force him to live with me, hun. You're not. What you are doing is letting him hold a grudge and run away from his problems. Eddie, you're a good dad. You made a mistake. Not a mistake that warrants losing your kid.
Trust me. Like you would know. Eddie, before you were here, Denny's birth mom tried to sue me for custody of him. And I just got Mara back. Don't even go there. Right. Also, call your sisters. Get them to distract your parents so you can talk to Chris. Why are you telling me all of this? Because for some reason, unless someone explicitly tells you what you need to do, you do the most insane shit when people try to give you advice. So, that's what you're gonna do. Get a pen and paper. Write this down. Better yet, get Buck in here with his clipboard. You want Clipboard Buck? If it'll help you, get Clipboard Buck. Wait, who left you standing outside the restaurant? My date? Can we go back to the pronoun? Yeah, it was on a date with a guy. But Maddie, I lied to Eddie about it. Why did I do that? Father, I lied to my best friend about what I was doing. I mean, yeah, I emotionally cheated on my girlfriend with the doppelganger of my dead ex-wife. But I lied to my best friend about it. No way. Evan Buckley. Oh my god. Taylor? Mm-hmm. How are you doing, Buck? Good. Yeah? Are you here with someone? No. Really? You came to the gay bar to drink alone? Interesting. I'm not gay. Never said you were, Buck. Right, yeah, but just to be clear, I do like girls. I just also like men. Uh-huh. Okay, so drinking alone in the gay bar. What's that all about? My first boyfriend dumped me. And everyone keeps telling me to get back out there, and I didn't know where to start, but I figured here might be a good spot. So you're looking for a rebound? But Taylor, we were always a disaster. Buck, no, not me. I'm here with my girlfriend. Oh. Mm-hmm, but it sounds like maybe you need a wing woman? That's fine. Oh yeah, you're pretty confident in your ability to pick up guys? Well, come on. I'll introduce you to my girlfriend. Sure. I love fanon content so much it's not even funny, but the issue comes with when people make fanon content that's better than the canon, at least for me to consume. But it's like such a niche that there isn't much to go off of. It's like 90% just the creator making it, and then maybe 10%, not even, of some people who are fans of it making content for it. So with this being said, let me tell you about the hunting spider Spidey Pool AU that's on Tumblr that has me in a chokehold. It's by Hemlock-Dreams on Tumblr. Everything about it is just, I just love it. These two comic panels they made for it are what got me into it. Look at how they draw Peter. Peter's fucking built in this universe, which is someone made this joke, most Spider-Man comics, he's kind of a twink, but this one he's fucking built, and it's really fucking interesting to see because to an extent it makes sense that Spidey is still kind of lean, he's strong, but it's still long muscles as opposed to big ones. Which is something I can appreciate to an extent as, a dancer who, I'm stronger than I look because I work on smaller muscles and work on longer muscles as opposed to, big bulky ones, just based on the way that I train. But at the same time, there's no reason he can't be, fucking ripped in one universe, you know? Every time I see how they draw Peter, I'm like, can that be me, please? It's not even just that. He also has, tons of tattoos and piercings. Which, you know what? Why the fuck not? Gwen Stacy and her eyebrow piercing is fucking iconic. Let Peter Parker have his piercings and tattoos. This video is already 2 minutes long where I'm basically yapping about nothing. If you guys want me to yap about the lore
let me know. I probably will do it anyway. Also, they do write, like, NSFW and draw NSFW stuff, by the way, so if you are under 18, do not go looking for it. Please and thank you, for several reasons, ranging from my conscience to just the fact that you probably shouldn't be consuming that if you're under 18. But yeah, if you guys want to check it out, or hear me out about it, just, like, comment down below, because I'm losing my fucking mind over this little universe.
I will yap. And I'm gonna start by reading you the lore info dump page, so please bear with me. You can find this post on their Tumblr, but Peter B. Parker is a young troublemaker who has a problem with authority. He also has a knack for picking apart tech and putting it back together, which puts him on the radar for a small-time gang that needs someone to act as their alarm system breaker for a big score. Unfortunately, said score had bad intel, and what was supposed to be a simple robbery turns out to be manslaughter when the resulting fire that was supposed to cover up their tracks ends up killing 2 guards. Peter is tried as an adult with the rest of the gang and sentenced to Rikers for 5 years. At Rikers, Peter meets Flint Marko, who takes Peter under his wing and teaches him how to survive and thrive while wearing the orange. Life goes on for 5 years. He learns the trade, gets some tats, learns how to make some good shivs, and becomes a better criminal all around. Yay, prison! Peter gets out at 21 and reunites with Uncle Ben and Aunt May. He does his best to clean up his act, but normal life is hard for someone who spent their formative years in prison. He also makes some questionable hair and fashion choices. What can I say? He's catching up. He goes from job to job trying to pay back his aunt and uncle for all their support, but is completely unequipped for the real world. After a few months working / getting fired from soul-crushing menial jobs, brackets high school dropout, he agrees to take one last job with Marko that is guaranteed to set him up for life. This robbery goes off without a hitch. No one is hurt, and they make off after hitting a heavily armored Oscorp transport with a ton of documents / tech that they aim to sell to the highest bidder. The biggest mystery is that one glowing vial of untested experimental serum they found. Unfortunately, Oscorp doesn't take robbery lightly. Marko finds out through contacts that the serum, whatever it is too hot to sell on the market. So he instructs Peter to get rid of it so it can't be traced back to them. Peter, a rational 22-year-old ex-con, gets rid of it by mixing the serum into ink and tattooing it into his wrist, triggering the start of his mutation. It takes a bit, but Peter gets all the regular Spider-Man benefits. Webs are organic, plus one more. The serum was created from the venom of the Portia spider, a hunting / jumping spider known to be uniquely intelligent among arachnids. Alongside the speed, strength, and spidey sense, Peter also grows some fangs that secrete a powerful venom. The venom speeds up the body's processes, working almost like an insane performance booster, and enhancing an injected person's strength, speed, and senses for a few hours. Unfortunately, repeated doses also eventually induce shock, paralysis, and later, death. He gives a few samples of it to Marko as an exit fee. Uncle Ben was suspicious of how Peter suddenly got so much money, but took him on good faith. But while he was watching the news that covered the Oscorp robbery, connected the dots and had a blowout fight with Peter that ended with him having a cardiac event. Unfortunately, he did not survive. Aunt May and Peter were estranged over this for several years. This event crushes Peter, sobering him up immediately. He goes back and gets his high school diploma and works on night courses in college. However, he spends much of his days wandering, angry at himself and what he did. He beats up a mugger one day and realizes that he could be using his powers to back up the faith Ben had in him. Spider-Man is born. Eventually, he and Aunt May reunite, and their relationship is slowly healing. A few years later, Peter's on the up and up. He and Aunt May are close again. He's got a bachelor's in computer science, has a semi-steady job, and is well-liked as Spider-Man by the populace at large. Unfortunately, a variant of his venom, developed by Kingpin, hits the streets as a drug. It's favored by both criminals for its performance-enhancing strength, as well as civilians for the time-slowing sensation / high it gives them. His girlfriend, Mary Jane, who has been sober for a few years, relapses. Peter, knowing that he can't stop her from getting it on her own, reveals his identity and becomes her main source. At least this way, he can control the dosage. Marko, who sold Peter's venom to Kingpin, manages to fire off his only 2 brain cells and realizes that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Then he outs him to the world because Spider-Man made it personal. Peter's life catches on fire. The entire world is after him. His loved ones have to go into hiding because there's no shortage of criminals and psychopaths who want to get their hands on MJ and Aunt May to get to Spider-Man. Peter ceases to exist. Is not safe anymore. He spends days, weeks, months in the suit. Eventually, on the run and burnt out, he pleads his case to Doctor Strange in desperation, a la No Way Home.
Everyone deserves a clean start. Doctor Strange agrees, but the spell can't work with Peter still existing as part of the equation, so it fires him off into a reality where Peter B. Parker, and by extension, Spider-Man, never existed. So, how's an ex-con/ex-superhero, for now, supposed to carve space in a world that never knew him? By finding somewhere that doesn't ask any questions. And it just so happens that St. Margaret's School for Wayward Children has a reputation for both being a bar of questionable repute and looking the other way. Might as well start there. That took me 5 minutes. Anyway, that's how we'll start. So Otto Octavius fucks around and does a body swap thing, so he and Peter switch bodies, and Otto's body was all, like, old and dying. So Peter tries to be like, hey guys, that isn't me. Help, and then ends up dying in Otto's body. So Otto just has Peter's body now. And he decides to be Spider-Man and Peter Parker, but this is why it's called the Superior Spider-Man comics. He's gonna be the Superior Spider-Man. So he decides, among other things, to get a doctorate. Because he's personally offended that Peter never got one. And apparently throughout the comics there are just times where he complains about Peter's life, and Peter's like, I'd like to see you do it better, and then he proceeds to do it better. And then, you know, one of the things he ends up doing is making his own company, Parker Industries. Now, eventually, of course, Peter gets his body back, because he was literally haunting the narrative. He was a ghost for a good chunk of it, just watching Otto fuck around with his body, until Otto figured it out and got rid of him, and that caused issues. But then shit happened, and he admitted that he wasn't better than Peter Parker, and Peter got his body back, and Otto is dead. For now. So when Peter got his body back, he just was now the CEO of a company, of Parker Industries. That's my understanding of it. This is the summary of the video summarizing how that ended up happening. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But, like, at the same time, as well, like, this makes total sense to me, that it wasn't Peter who did this, it was Otto Octavius using his body. Not that he couldn't, I just don't see why he would want to. Thanks for driving me, Buck. I really appreciate it. Eddie, of course. But, Buck, I mean, it's LAX. I could have Ubered. Yeah, no, you couldn't have. That'd be like $80 that you just can't afford to not have, Eddie. Yeah, but flyaway buses? Eddie, it's fine. I wanted to see you off. Okay. And you're sure watching the house isn't too much to ask? No. Now go. Go get your kid. Okay. I'll see you soon. Yeah. And call me when you land. Okay. Go. I love you, Buck. I love you too, Eddie. Eddie, I'm gonna be right here when you get back. Hey. Is it okay if you come over? I'm trying to figure out if I've made a big mistake. You know, I often will jump when Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer plays when I'm at work. And I've told this to multiple people throughout the 4 years that I've been working in retail. And I don't know if it's better or worse that pretty much every time I've said that, I've had to explain, you know, the fact that just very suddenly I'll hear my name over the speaker. And the worst part about it is the fact that there's a pause, because it's, you know, Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, pause, Comet. One person has made a joke in my entire 4 years of working in retail. One person has made a joke about me having the same name as a reindeer, but I never get to escape the fear I have experienced from hearing my name over the speakers at work when I wasn't expecting it. And I don't know if I wish more people made jokes about it or not at this point. And half the time when I say this, people are like, oh, I just couldn't think of one. I'm named after a fucking reindeer. One time, when I was on Yubo, someone messaged me and said, yo, you're the thing that killed all those dinosaurs. Also, all of my tattoos are space-themed. There's so many jokes here. Also, like, when I first started going by Comet, several people made the joke, you are out of this world. I think that's funny, and I wish more people made that joke, to be honest. Like, I didn't start going by Comet because of the jokes that could come from it. But you know what, man? I'm kind of, like, sick of people making short jokes. My name is fucking Comet. Make a joke about that. Hey, Buck. Are you doing okay? I'm not sure. What's going on?
Maddie, I'm getting some serious deja vu here, and I'm trying really hard to figure out if I'm losing my mind or not. Okay. Deja vu about what? All of this? I mean, I don't know. I mean, at first I was just saying goodbye to Eddie, and then I was saying that I was going to be right here when he came back, and now I'm in his house, looking after it for an undetermined amount of time, waiting for him to call me to tell me he's okay. I need you to tell me this isn't like Abby again. I'm not doing this again, right? Oh, fuck. This is so different from Abby. Are you sure? It's feeling pretty similar. Buck, you knew Abby for a couple months. You've known Eddie for years. Mm-hmm. Okay, Buck, this is killing me. What? What else happened? I'm your sister, I know you. He told me he loved me at the airport. What? I don't know, he just said I love you. And, I mean, I think that goes without saying that I do, but it's just, I don't know, there was something about how he said it. Just hit me. I don't know, I felt weird about it ever since. I don't know what to do with it. Did it feel like not platonic? I don't know, Maddie. Do you want it to? What do you mean? Do you want him to love you romantically? What kind of question is that? One I'm asking.
I don't know what to do with that, because I'm Canadian. A British or Australian person with a 98 out of 100 American accent. What? You thought that before Canadian? What? Listen, I know I talk weird, and I probably don't talk like most Albertans, but I also, to be fair, grew up speaking French. So, like, there's that. I'm literally just Canadian. I'm not French Canadian, by the way. I just went to French immersion school, so there's probably some influence from that. 98 out of 100 Americans. That's so specific. Oh, I'm gonna make it worse. Not only did I go to French immersion school in Alberta, Canada, it was Catholic French immersion school. And I started Catholic French immersion school in preschool. I started Catholic French immersion school at 3 years old. I did turn 4, like a week in, but still.
You're awfully quiet. Nervous about talking to Christopher? I mean, yeah, a bit, but I don't know. So do you need me to tear Mom and Dad a new one, or what? Oh, come on, Eddie. They've been trying to take Chris away from you since you got back from Afghanistan. You've gotta know that this was not because they thought this was what was best for Chris. Well, they did. I mean, Chris asked. Well, yeah, it's because they think they know what's best for Chris, but you know your kid better than anyone. And they really don't know what's best for him. I mean, come on, that's not very fair. They raised Chris for a while. When he was a baby till he was like 7. Okay, he's 14. You've raised him for just as long. And you know him now. Who he was at 7 versus 14 is not the same. He asked to go with them. Okay, and didn't all of us have our moments where we didn't want to live with our parents and move in with our grandparents? Were we allowed to? I mean, that's different. How exactly? I mean, I messed up bad. You were dealing with unresolved trauma, and your kid was unfortunately caught in the crossfire. Trust me when I say our parents did worse. Case in point, they took your kid away from you. I don't want to force him to do things and make him hate me. Tough shit. That's what comes with parenting a teenager. They get mad at you, they hate you for a while, but that doesn't mean that they get to move across the country and with their grandparents. So what, you want to call me a bad dad too? No, actually, I'm saying you're a good dad, Eddie. It's not your fault Mom and Dad can't see that. In fact, they honestly don't have the authority on what good parents are, considering how we grew up. You're a good sister, you know that? Mm-hmm. Now if only you called more, you would remember that. I'm sorry. You're forgiven. Now, what else is on your mind? What?
By the way, Deadpool calling Spider-Man Baby Boy is canon, and I have just discovered that it is in one of the comic issues that is in Don't Call It a Team Up. I shouldn't be this excited, but I'm simply just a guy. According to this, it's from the 2008 run of Deadpool, issue number 19. Spidey, what's up, baby boy? Haven't seen you since Amazing Spider-Man number 611. So for anyone curious as to why I had Deadpool call Spidey baby boy in one of my videos, and you know what, all the people who were in the comments saying this is canon, to which I got to respond, it is canon. There you go. That's where it is. It was in that specific run of Deadpool, issue number 19. I'm looking into it. Looks like that run ran from 2008 to 2012, so, which is kind of insane, but you know, you could either read that comic run to see that team up, or read Don't Call It a Team Up. And as always, sail the seas, buy them secondhand, do not give any money to Marvel. I bought this comic used, so.
Hey, you know what I've been thinking?
What?
You know, in the Supernatural books, Dean says that angels are junkless?
Yes. When we're in vessels, obviously. That doesn't disappear, but no, we don't really have any use for that. We don't reproduce.
Huh. So, like, I know that, like, sex and gender are not even the same thing, and gender's made up, but, like, do you just kind of assume the gender of whatever vessel you take, or do you not have a gender? Like, have we been misgendering you this entire time?
No, I never really thought about it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we all just, go based off of each other's vessels. It's never really been a thing. Though I will say, ever since kind of coming, to Earth in Jimmy's vessel and, you know, even having been human, that I feel most comfortable with the he, him pronouns, and being referred to and viewed as a man, I guess.
Interesting. So angels can have a gender.
I guess. I think that had more to do with, like, the human influence than anything. I don't know if other angels share the same sentiment.
Fair enough.
Though I guess, you know, whenever we did experience anything like humanity, like emotions or doubt, we were brainwashed, so that doesn't really help.
What in the Winter Soldier did you just say?
The insanity that is being a fan of the Teen Titans show from 2003 to 2006 never ceases, because what do you mean that in a movie that came out this year, they permanently wiped out that universe? I haven't seen the movie, but there's a 3-part trilogy, Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it says they seemingly erase Super Friends Earth 508 and Teen Titans Earth 2003 permanently. Is this their way of telling us that they're so sick of us asking for a season 6? Because, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you were so sick of us asking, why the fuck did you say that you were gonna bring it back so many times? Like, we would have left it alone if you didn't tease it coming back, and then give us Teen Titans Go, and then tease it coming back, and then instead give us Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go. Along with, I don't even know when this happened, but that time that they just put different dialogue over the 3rd episode of season 1 of Teen Titans. Have that episode where you had the Teen Titans Go watch the Teen Titans show and also get mad about how it ends. Like, listen, this isn't the same because it doesn't have the same, like, issues that this thing I'm gonna compare it to does, but it feels a lot like having Steve's entire emotional arc be based around Bucky, and that only to send him back in time to be with the chick he kissed once 70 years ago. Like doing this is just like, feels like you're just telling us to shut up, and it's like, okay, I get it, but also, what the fuck was all of that? Like I'm willing to accept a cliffhanger like that, okay? I read fanfiction. I was reading Teen Titans fanfiction on fanfiction.net in 2018. I can deal with cliffhangers. People keep asking because you keep acting like you're gonna do it. Like, I don't know, that was just rude. I'm not actually mad, it's just, like, incredibly funny. Because I know that it's, like, a marketing strategy to say that you're gonna bring back the OG Titans when people miss that show. But, like, again, people would let it go if you didn't do shit like this. And also, I don't think I'm ever gonna fully understand why they won't just make another season. Like, you know, people would watch it. It'd be really funny if the only reason they didn't is just because they have no fucking clue where to go with the story. Which I doubt, but it's still like, what was the purpose of bringing Tara back without any memories, and then end that episode with Beast Boy just kind of going off into this running off? Like, you could have done anything else, but instead we just get to wonder how the fuck Tara is alive, and why she doesn't have any memories of Beast Boy or the Titans or having powers or Slade or any of that. I don't know, it's kind of wild, because it kind of, from what I remember, it's been a minute since I watched the show, but like, it was, what, the last episode? They did that all in, like, 1 or 2 episodes? Like, you could have just not done that. You set up for another season. Like, I don't know, I'll never understand. Anyway. It's like, they don't have to. It's just weird that they constantly tease it and then, like, get upset when they don't follow through and people are upset, you know? Like, what were you expecting something else? You've done this so many times. What do you think is gonna happen? Just stop doing it. If you don't want people to ask for the old show, what?
It would be so awesome. It would be so cool.
Buddy! What up, baby boy? Hi. Wait. Are you good? What? Yeah. I'm fine. You hungover or something? What? No, I don't drink. We've been over this. That still doesn't make any sense. Like, really, how do you drown out the voices? Wait. Okay, if you're not hungover, then what's happening? Nothing. Buddy, when's the last time you slept? What? When's the last time you slept? Oh, come on, Wade. Answer the question or I'm gonna kidnap you and tie you to my bed. Not in a kinky way. Unless you're into that. And when you're more lucid. You know, honestly, I believe that you didn't mean it that way. Oh yeah, something is definitely wrong. Wait, I slept fine. Uh-huh. It's cold. Yeah. It's December in New York. It's cold and the heater in my suit broke, so I'm cold. Spiders hibernate. Wade. So what, you're going into hibernation? Oh, Spidey, please don't go into hibernation. I can't take care of New York myself. Okay, you wouldn't be taking care of New York by yourself. Ever. Um, but no, I'm not gonna be hibernating for the winter. So at least I won't as long as I stay warm enough and occasionally have to take some other supplements to make sure that it doesn't happen. Oh, thank God, I was not prepared to have to go months without you. Oh, I kind of wish I did hibernate right about now. Right, sure. You would miss me. But man, wow. I thought my biology was freaky. Wade, you can literally heal anything, even if you're blown up into pieces. Hibernating's not freakier than that. I'm not saying the hibernating is, but like, don't tell me that's the only other spider trait you have. You know it isn't. Yeah, but do you just only advertise the cool ones? Uh-huh. Come on, let's just get this over with so I can go back. Whoa. Whoa, okay, no. What are you doing? I'm trying to hug you. Why? Body heat, baby boy. I run hot because of my metabolism. No, just, you are no sheep to fight. So I'm gonna warm you up until you are lucid enough to get to one of my safe houses so you can rest. I don't need to rest. Then warm up. What does that matter? I'll just get cold as soon as I go out. I'll give you one of my suits. I think two Deadpools walking around will send New York into chaos. Oh, come on. I have other suits. Well, then I'll give you some mitts and a jacket. I'm from Saskatchewan. I have all the winter gear you could possibly need. How's that gonna work? And I can get you a cab home with a jacket and gloves. Whoa, no way. We'll figure this out when we're someplace warmer. We either go to a safe house or I bring you to your apartment. Do you want to show me where you live now? Fine. Wait. Yes? You can let go of me now. Right.
Whoa. What year is it? Oh, thank God you're awake.
Oh, yeah. Hi. I cannot believe I let you talk me into that. We are never doing that again. You're very close to me right now. Right. Sorry. I was just worried. You were worried about me? Yes, of course. Remind me, what did we do? I was frustrated because I wasn't able to get accurate data for my punches. Right, and I can heal from anything, so you could punch me at full force. Yeah. So, like, what'd you find out? One punch! Took you out, Wade. No way. For how long? Hours, Wade. That's kind of hot. What? No! Oh my God. Why are you into this? What is wrong with you? Oh, baby boy. We don't got time for all that. I think you still have a concussion. Probably. So what'd you find out, though? Well,
Though anytime we experienced any kind of humanity, like emotions or doubt, we were brainwashed, so that probably didn't help. What in the Bucky Barnes did you just say? Who the hell's Bucky? Are you messing with me right now? No. I don't know who Bucky is. But you just... I just what? How did you know he said that? Why is Bucky Barnes asking who Bucky is? Charlie, are you okay?
Trying to figure out if explaining or showing you who Bucky Barnes is going to trigger something for you.
That sounds concerning.
He's not real!
Oh, another pop culture reference.
Yeah, I thought you were getting better at those.
I can only know so much, Charlie.
Well, now you gotta know this.
What? Ford, I don't even know where to begin with this. I mean, you said it yourself. I grew up feeling weird, and that's why I liked sci-fi, fantasy, secrets of the universe stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah. This seems like a bit much.
I mean, come on, I always felt weird growing up. He never made me feel like I was.
Ford. You have 12 fingers instead of 10. He is two-dimensional.
Stan Pines? Hello? Huh? Huh, thought it was you. Have you decided to try out a new wardrobe? No? Oh, I'm sorry. What? I think you're mistaking me for my brother. Your brother? Stan Pines? That's who you're looking for? Yes, I'm Ford. Stanford and Ford Pines? No, I'm Stanford. He's Stanley. The guy who owns the Mystery Shack? Yeah. Stanford Pines. No, Stanley Pines. I literally went on a tour of the Mystery Shack before it was the Mystery Shack. He introduced himself as Stanford Pines. He does that sometimes. Uh-huh. I also don't remember him ever mentioning a brother in the 30 years he's been running it. We were estranged for a while. You were estranged for a while, but he went by your name? Yeah. You didn't think to tell him to stop using your name? No. Why would he pretend to be you when he's literally a research scientist with 12 PhDs? No, he isn't. Yes, he is. That's why he gave tours. No, I'm the research scientist with 12 PhDs. He runs the Mystery Shack. The Mystery Shack is actually my house. What, he just stole your house? And pretended to be you? For 30 years? What were you doing? If I told you where I was, you wouldn't believe me. Try me. Would rather not. Stanford Pines? Yeah, what do you want? Oh my god, you're not Stanford. What are you talking about? Of course I am. No, you're not. You're not my research partner. You're what? People have been talking, saying that they think they saw two of you at once. Well, that's just crazy. Is it? Is he here? What? Come on, Stanley. How do you... I was Ford's research partner for years. He told me about you. Where's he been all these years? Not in this dimension. But he's back now. He is. Can I see him? I don't know if that's a fiddle fight. Stanford. It's good to see you. Likewise. Now what the hell'd you do? Sit. Sit. So Cass loves you. I guess. So what's the problem? Okay, why don't we backtrack a bit? What exactly happened? Well, Billy had us cornered. And I thought that was it. I thought we were done for. Uh-huh. And then Cass just starts saying all this crazy stuff. What kind of crazy stuff? Like he told me that he made a deal with the Empty to save Jack. That seems like a weird time to bring that up. I know! What was the deal? His life in exchange for Jack's. Okay, so how is he still alive? That's what I don't get. What? See,
I've done the Sun and Dance before, right? You make a deal, they give you your time. Right, it's usually 10 years. Right, but the empty is a whole other beast. So what, was it like with you where you only got a year? So his time was up? No, well, his time was up, but his time was up because he was happy. Happy? Yep, that was the deal. Okay. Talk to me like I'm stupid. What does Cass being happy have to do with anything? The deal was, he would take Cass when he experienced true happiness. Like some reverse, it's a wonderful life crap. Now imagine how confused I was when he starts rambling on about how great of a guy I am. What? Yeah, next thing I know, he's spouting some bullshit about me doing everything I did because of love, and that he cared about the world because of me. Oh, so then he told you he loved you and sacrificed himself to Billy. No! He told me he loved me, and it summoned the empty. That was his moment of true happiness? Right? Oh, so then he told you he loved you and sacrificed himself to Billy. No! He told me he loved me, and it summoned the empty. That was his moment of true happiness? Right? Oh my god, I feel like you just recited a fanfic plot to me. Wow. So that's a lot. I know. I don't even know what to do here, Charlie. Well, you could talk to Cass. What? He's back, right? Go talk to him. And say what? How you feel? Uh-huh. And how do I... Dean, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be telling me that. So? How do you feel about it, Dean? How would you feel about it, huh? How would I feel if my hot best friend told me they loved me and then sacrificed himself for me? You think Cass is hot? From an objective, I'm not attracted to men way. What? I'm a lesbian, I'm not blind. And you're changing the subject again. Well, I don't know, Charlie. Okay? Is it the I love you thing, or is it the sacrificing thing that you don't know how to feel about? Both? It's mainly the I love you thing, isn't it? Well, I'm not unused to the sacrificing. The fact that you have more experience with someone sacrificing themselves for you than love confessions is kind of crazy, don't you think? I don't know, how many experiences do you have with love confessions? I think more than you. Whatever, so I don't know how to handle my best friend being in love with me. I mean, do you love him too? What kind of question is that? Are you gonna keep deflecting? Because what's the point of this conversation if you're not gonna answer any vulnerable questions? Well, how can you just ask me something like that? I mean, I don't know, he's probably the person you're closest to other than Sam. And he has sacrificed himself for you more than once, and I mean, he's not bad to look at. Charlie, the big glaring problem here is the pronouns you keep using for him. Oh shit, is Cass not a he? Oh my god. Why didn't you tell me? Oh, he is, that's the issue. I'm confused. Hello? What does that make me? What are you talking about? Charlie, the big glaring problem here is the pronouns you keep using for him. Oh shit, is Cass not a he? Oh my god. Why didn't you tell me? No, he is, that's the issue. I'm confused. Hello? What does that make me? What are you talking about? Well, gee, last I checked, I like women, so... Okay. Doesn't answer the question of if you like Cass or not. He's not a woman. And? Dean, the fact that you can't outright tell me that you don't love Cass means maybe, just maybe, you made me to think about this for a second. Also, is this really the first time you've ever considered that you might be attracted to men? Like, for real? Maybe not the first time, but it has never been so dire for me to address it. Dean, you coached me through flirting with a man the same day we met. After I told you that I couldn't flirt with a guy because he wasn't my type, because he wasn't a girl. Okay, that's... I'm a guy and I know how I like women to flirt with me. Right. Aren't you changing the subject now? I mean, not really, but even if I was, I think this is more important to address before the other thing.
Hey, if you're a Spidey Pool shipper, you've probably seen this panel and this one. If you haven't already seen that in the actual comic and you're wondering which one it is, I have it right here. It is from the Deadpool comic run from 2012-2015, what it looks like, and is the 10th issue of that comic. Right here. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that the Spidey in this comic is actually Doc Ock possessing Peter's body. It's unfortunately not actually Peter Parker, but, you know, still. Wade doesn't know that. But, here's the first panel. You know, if the internet could see the two of us like this, it would have fits. What are you prattling on about? I guess we go to different websites. And then, right here, we're more like lovers. Remind me why I don't just blow this guy away, sweetums. It's actually funny because this is Don't Call It a Team Up, the collection of comics with Spider-Man and Deadpool before the actual team up comic from 2016. So I started reading this one and then I recognized the art style and I was like, wait a minute. And I checked and it was like, holy shit, it's the viral panels. So I thought I would share both of those panels that are like viral on the internet for Spidey Pool are in the same comic issue, literally like 2 pages apart. Very fun. Hey Eddie. Hen. Did you listen to anything I said? Yeah. I mean, that's why. Anything other than take Buck with you to El Paso? Well, Eddie, what are you thinking? Are you gonna buy a house with him? Live with him? Parent Chris with in El Paso? Away from the family you built here and the friends you have here? Away from Buck's sister and his niece? Well, it's not like I thought it was going to be permanent. You told me to do this. I told you many things. Why is that the one thing you latched onto? Not the go for a visit. Talk to your son. Talk to your parents. I'm starting to think you're like in love with Buck or something. Are you in love with Buck? I am so tired. There's a chapel in the mall I work at, apparently. So when I was at work today, some people came in from the chapel. And they asked me if I knew about it. I was like, no, I didn't know about it, but I'm not surprised that we have one. And then they handed me a bag of cookies. They're like, oh yeah, so we're just trying to like spread awareness on the chapel. Okay. We wanted to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet, thank you. And then they're like, and we were wondering if we can pray for you or with you. Ma'am, I'm at work. I'm actively doing my job right now. What? So I just kind of like stood there and I was like, cause like, I don't know. No, I don't really want to pray with you. I'm not, no. I'm not gonna say no to you praying for me, but I don't really, what? I work in customer service. I don't have time.
nor is this the place for us to pray. What do you want me to do? What are we just gonna stand here and pray, or do you want to like take me? I'm so confused. And so after like a few seconds of me just staring at them blankly, they're like, "It doesn't have to be now. It can be later." I'm not going to your chapel. What? Like, ma'am, 1 and 2, because there were 2 of them. I slept 4 hours last night. And I had to drive in the shit show that is the roads right now, because it's been snowing all day. Constantly swerving. I just want a nap. No, I'm not going to your chapel after work to pray with you. What? So I tried so politely to be like, I think I'm okay, but thank you for the cookies. Like, I don't know if I was supposed to, like, keep the cookies after refusing to pray with them, but I don't know, I took them, I put them in the bag. So now people have Christmas cookies from the chapel in the mall at my work to feast on. I didn't have any, because I just didn't. So I went to battle for those cookies for all my coworkers. You're welcome, guys. Battle. It was an awkward conversation with some religious people. But after my religious trauma, that feels like battle. Also, no one was there to witness that. It was just me up at the front. Like, there have been multiple times where other people were up at the front with me, just around. That was the one time. It was just me, somehow. So I'm, like, trying to explain this interaction, and I have no one else to, like, vouch for me. So I'm like, I don't even, did I black out? What just happened? Anyway. Yeah, that was weird. Listen, I could look this up, but I'm gonna ask here instead. Which one of the Robins is canonically bisexual? It's Tim Drake, right? I say this because I'm pretty sure it was Tim Drake, but I also say this because Tim Drake is the Robin that everyone says that I am. Like, unprovoked, people have been like, hey, you're like Tim Drake. My best friend. Okay? By the way, used to go by Robin. They specifically love, Dick Grayson's Robin. Which, to be fair, we all love Dick Grayson. Love Nightwing. But, point is, they know about they know the Robins. So, one day, randomly, I get a screenshot of my, contact image, and it's a picture of one of the Robins. And I was like, oh, yeah. Okay. And she's like, Tim, smart ass caffeine addict. This was like 2 or 3 years ago, mind you. And ever since then, several people, unprovoked, without this context either, have been like, yeah, you're Tim Drake. Or telling me that I would do a really good Tim Drake cosplay. That I could do a really good Tim Drake cosplay, and I, fit his personality very well. So that's the bisexual one, right? Like, I'm not bisexual, but, like, it has to be the canonically queer Robin that everyone's associating me with, right? Like, yes, smart-ass caffeine addict. A bisexual. Or queer in some capacity, because, again, not bisexual, but... Also, I'm pretty sure that when Max assigned me Tim Drake, this was before he was confirmed as bi. But either way, still, I get kin assigned the queer Robin, right? The canonically queer Robin, because, like, let's be honest. Are any of them straight? I say this knowing next to nothing about Jason Todd, but that one of my trans friends is obsessed with him. Beckett, if you see this, hi, calling you out. But it's like a lot of trans people are obsessed with Jason Todd, right? Right? Jason Todd's also the one that was, like, he was killed by a crowbar and then also became a mob boss, right? That's him. And Dick Grayson. And then Damien, the only context I have for Damien is, season 1 and 2 of Harley Quinn and, Justice League vs. Teen Titans and Teen Titans The Judas Contract. Either way. But one of them is canonically queer. I know this. I literally have a picture of whatever Robin that is with his boyfriend and, him just hugging his boyfriend. I have that picture from the canon picture from one of the comic panels of him with his boyfriend. It just in my phone. I don't know anything about most of the Robins, but I have that because I'm like, well, one of the Robins is queer, and I love that. Again, I have my laptop open right here and I could look it up, but I think this is funnier to be like, guys, it's Tim Drake, right? This video is way too long. Anyway, the Robin everyone is kin assigning me to is the queer one, right? just so we're clear. And if I'm wrong, that'll be actually really funny, so.
Of all the things I was gonna read in the Book of Bill, Bill, have you ever been in love? Sure. Tell your mom hi for me. Not on my bingo card. Followed by the way, have you taken a DNA test recently? Not asking for any particular reason. Alex Hirsch, what are you doing? Incredible. I'm having fun. I'm capable of liking things a normal amount. You saw one drawing of human Bill Cipher where he had black and yellow hair and then promptly fried the shit out of your hair to get back your old black and blonde. Okay, I also had been wanting to go back to black and blonde anyway. You immediately wanted to cosplay him after seeing that drawing. Well, yeah. These things aren't connected. You've been putting off changing your hair for months. Even considered going purple. It was affecting how I dressed. You had to go Christmas shopping. You got up early so you could bleach your hair. Maybe it wasn't entirely because of Bill, but the incentive to do it when you did. Shut up. Hey, Spidey. Hi, Deadpool. What do you want? I saw that little display of yours at Pride. Very interesting. Okay, I didn't, what? I just didn't know that about you. I love learning things about you, baby boy. So you learned I'm bi. Big deal. You're bisexual. Uh-huh. So you... Yes, I swing both ways. How else do you want me to put this? Swing both ways. Good one, Webs. That wasn't on purpose. Sure it wasn't. Is there a reason you're here? Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Oh dear God. Does whatever a fighter can. This was a mistake. Spins a web any size. Okay, you're literally just singing the song. Catches chicks, just like guys. There it is. Look out, there goes the Spider-Man. Please leave me alone. You sure you don't want to catch me in one of your webs? I will web your mouth shut. That wasn't a no.